Nigeria will now proceed to a full fraud trial against Process and Industrial Development after a United Kingdom court last Thursday ordered the British Virgin Islands firm to pay £1.5 million to the country within 21 days. The money is set to cover legal costs incurred by the federal government in successfully obtaining the court's permission for an extension of time to challenge the $10 billion arbitral award the company obtained against Nigeria. Kemi Foladeyemo has the story.
London judge Sir Ross Cranston had in the landmark judgment agreed that there was a prima facie case of fraud in the agreements leading to the award, which should be inquired into. The final award of $6.6 billion as of 2017 for the alleged breach of the gas supply processing contracts Nigeria entered into with P&ID in 2010 has now risen to $10 billion with accrued pre- and post-judgment interests. Before now, P&ID's case had been upheld several times on issues such as place of jurisdiction and enforceability. This month's reprieve has been held in light of the danger posed to Nigeria. Senior advocate of Nigeria, Yemi Candid Johnson, has largely engaged as lead counsel or arbitrator in major commercial disputes. He says the amount awarded to what was a sham firm seemed an existential threat to the country's population. He also frowns at the tribunal's award of damages.
A tribunal is not giving you a lottery ticket. The tribunal is trying to determine how, on the basis of what you have invested, the likelihood and your expectations have been dashed. Now, there were so many stages in this gas supply contract which would have made it difficult even for an actuarial scientist to predict with any degree of certainty the degree of loss which was potential. And it's significant that the Nigerian arbitrator on that tribunal awarded $250 million. But the two English arbitrators determined that $9 billion or something of that nature should be awarded. Frankly speaking, I have no idea how they reached that conclusion on the law. Then I'm not surprised that they would so award such a huge sum in what seems to me quite a cavalier fashion.
A bigger test for Nigeria now looms despite having scaled the hurdle of challenging an award out of time. It must now prove the fraudulent and corrupt elements of the transactions. Justice Cranston also stated that there was a possibility that Nigeria's counsel during arbitration, then Shupo Shashere, had been corrupted due to the established payments of $100,000 each to two senior government officials.
Step now would then be for Nigeria to then challenge the arbitral award. And what they then need to do is to actually prove these allegations of fraud. So based on the latest case, they've been able to establish a prima facie case of fraud, collusion with government officials and all the like. However, at the next step, they then need to actually prove that these allegations are true.
The folly, in my impression, was to have continued to defend a case for a client that was not supporting you in defending the case. This is the point. The court has made inferences prima facie on the basis of evidence of the Attorney General of the Federation. I think that much of that evidence will prove to have been unfounded. This is my impression. I know the lawyer who's involved. I believe that he did his best. And I think that certainly Shashere should welcome the opportunity to explain in detail how he took those decisions, why he took those decisions, and I believe that he will.
A key lesson as this case lingers is the need for due diligence in transactions with foreign investors.
The contract has to be with the right parties. The Nigerian government in this particular case actually said, well, this particular contract should not have been signed with P&ID because P&ID is not a very large company and it doesn't have a lot of experience in this particular area. So the question is, how did the contract go through in the first instance? And I think that's the fundamental issue here.
This case has also sparked calls for an improved justice system in Nigeria that will aid the timely resolutions of disputes and impact the practice of arbitration in Nigeria. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.